Okay, there's been a lot of requests about doing a halo eye look today. So that is what I'm going to show you guys. All right, so step one, I do love to prime my eyelids using the vanilla dusting powder. So this is definitely a secret of mine. So I'm going to come through, I'm just going to use the eyeshadow brush. This is a brush from Seint. And I'm just going to coat the lid and all the way up to the brow. If you have an oily eyelid like myself, this will help your eyeshadow last all day long, but this will also help the blending and the creasing. So that way your eyeshadow still looks great midway through the day, because nothing was worse than when I would go put my eyeshadow on and midway through the day, it would all start creasing up. So this will eliminate that. Okay, so first things first, we are going to go ahead and use a base color. So let's see. Let's use Mama today. So I'm going to use Mama. I'm going to come in with that fluffy side. And I'm just going to coat all over the base like this. And sort of just travel it up just slightly to the brow. So when I do a base color, I often kind of keep it pretty neutral, pretty light. I don't go too crazy with the color. Just like that. I just allow it to be the transition. I allow it to be the base. Sometimes I feel like when I go a little bit darker on the outside edges, it kind of picks up a little bit different of a color. And you can see when I really sit back, it is definitely there. It is a light pink, but it is very light. And I'm just going to blend. And that way just a little bit of it goes up. So nothing too crazy. Okay. Now let's pick something for the outside edge. Doing this halo look is so easy. So let's go ahead and we're going to try Cranberry. And this is one of the shimmer colors. And I'm going to come in just like this. And I'm going to sort of do a little bit on the outside edge. And I think I'm going to need to go a little darker than this. But that's okay. We'll see how this looks first. So we're going to do inner and outer. But I think you're going to have a hard time seeing that. And then I'm just going to sort of blend. Okay, we're going to go darker. So let's go into Eve. I'm going to do the same thing because you need to be able to see this. So we're going to come through and you're going to sort of paint it like this on that outside edge. And then you're going to come through in the inner part of the eye. And you're going to paint this in the inner part of the eye like that. So you're leaving the middle open. Okay. And then whatever's left on this brush, I kind of gently connect the two. You can see not much, right? So now come back to that fluffy side. And I kind of swirl this, but I try not to go into that middle section. I just kind of tap right there. Then I come over here to this section and I do the same. Just kind of blend it out. Kind of tap there in the middle. And then I just take the two and I just kind of windshield wiper blend that part, just like that. And then whatever's left on your brush while you have it, I kind of come through and do just a little tiny bit underneath the eye and just use the fluffy side to sort of fan that out. I tend to always go a little bit darker up here. So you'll see me kind of come back through and I kind of tap up there a little bit. That is a personal preference. Okay, so that's what it looks like at this stage. Okay, so let's do it again. I'm just going to go right into Eve this time. And the eyeshadow is buildable too. So if you want to go darker, you can just come through like I am, and I'm just kind of tapping it in a couple of times here. So there's your outside edge. Here is your inner corner. Whatever is kind of left over, I tend to sort of connect it, and I connect it a little higher. And then whatever is still on that brush without re-dipping it, I just come through and I do just a little bit on like underneath, okay? So now let's go back and I'm just gonna kind of blend this around. Okay, now if you blend a little bit too much or it's not as dark as the other side, as you can see, I'm trying to make this side match the other one. Definitely come back and you can just retap that color in and then just blend. Don't worry about any fallout or any of that. We will fix that after. There's like barely any fallout. So if anything, that's like me blending that far, if you will. Okay. And then what I like to do is just one final tap in each section, just to kind of make it a little bit more prominent with being the edges. Can you see what I did? And then that way I'm not worrying about blending too much. Just gotta make sure I blend right here. So always like take a step back. Make sure you keep looking at your eye look. And have fun with it. Don't stress about it. I'm going to dip into the vanilla dusting powder. And before I continue, I just want to make sure that this has a really soft blend to it. And I just go back and forth like a windshield wiper motion. So I'm going to go back into the vanilla dusting powder again and just come over here and just make sure this is really, really soft. And see, just that alone makes a huge difference as well. Okay, so now we're gonna dip and we're gonna do something in the middle. And you know what? I think I'm gonna use, we're gonna use Soulmate. So we're gonna come in, I'm gonna show you Soulmate. This is like a skin tone color, and I am just a little obsessed with using Soulmate. And you're just going to tap it right into the middle here, just like that. Switch over to the fluffy side and just gently tap the edges. That's it. Isn't that so great? Okay, so come over to the other side. Just tap it into that center section. Then switch over to the fluffy side and just kind of blend them together. And that's it. Now, if you want something a little bit more bold, come in with your finger and you're going to pick up a little bit more of the shimmer, which is what I usually do. So that we have like a little bit more of the shimmer. You can even do that on this outside edge as well if you want to just pick up a little bit more of the shimmer. So that way it's just a little bit darker. I don't do it on the inside edge, but I do it on that outside edge. And so I do that at the very end. And then I'm just very, very, very soft with how I blend. That is it, you guys. So easy. All right, so let's fix this. Let's just clean that up. I love to use the blend brush for this. And I just dip into my brightener color here. And I use the little tiny side of this blend brush, because then it sort of gives a little bit of a cleanup, but without being too, which just still looks natural, right? So I just kind of come through and I'm just gonna clean up the entire underneath of my eye. And then I just sweep it with the other side so it's all blended. And then it sort of gives that like just a little bit more definition, right? Okay. I love that. So I'm happy with that. Okay, so now I'm going to come through and I'm going to do a little inner eye pop. I'm going to use Glamazing. This is a powder illuminator, which I love to use Glamazing for my inner eye pop, especially like all summer long. This is my favorite one. I do have a bunch that I do use. I love Unicorn. I like to use Drift. I just really love the creaminess of Glamazing. So I'm just going to come through, and if I'm wearing white or beige or really summer, I'll let it be a little bit more dramatic. In the winter, I tend to just make it a little bit on the softer side. And what this does is just helps your eye be more awake by having be darker on the outside and lighter on the inside. And then from there, all you do is just apply your favorite mascara and you are done. So it's really fun to try it. So give it a shot. Let me know how it goes. Again, makeup should be fun. So don't stress about it. You're just doing your darkest color on the outside, on the inside. Pick something a little brighter in the middle. It's like contouring. You're just bringing the light forward. And then you can see when I sit back, you can really see the difference with that halo eye. It's like so beautiful. So let me know how it goes. Keep me posted. Have a great day. Bye-bye.